Platoon leading often strikes people as terribly complicated and stressful. It can indeed be so, however this effect is lessened with experience. And with an understanding of the duties of a platoon lead. These are: keeping a sane distance. Make sure your subordinates can rescue each other, without being in the way. The understanding of the actual application should come naturally to any former squad lead. The reason should be obvious, it is hardly rare that they require such a rescue. It is best if you are ready for this eventuality. Tactics. You must locate the objectives, both stated and intermediate. After that, plan movements like you would as a squad lead, and simply apply the drills. Platoon attack. Gather, bound, win. Platoon retreat. Gather, bound, win. Platoon ambushed. Gather, flank, win. Adjust to fit terrain, be in cover, effective ranges, not 500 meters away. End timetable, if you could kindly bound as a squad, and everything should work out. Do make sure you assign elements jobs they can do. A squad of 2 with no ammo carrying around their half-dead squad lead can't assault a trench line. Most of the time, you can simply let your squad leads cook up something if you are overwhelmed. Fire support. If you call it where the enemy are while they're being suppressed, then 90% of the time, they'll still be there when it lands. You also do not need to be as careful as you'd think. Outside of danger close fires and the occasional curious individual. It can be perfectly fine to rain hell without bothering your platoon about it. Of particular note is smoke. Use it to isolate the enemy from supporting elements. Especially on the offensive. Avoid assaults through smoke, or smoking yourself. The former is a terrible idea, and the latter is a smoke grenade grade problem. If you find yourself unable to use fires due to some psychological barrier, simply assign a number of volleys to each objective, based on the briefing. And make sure to spend what you allotted. Respawn and resupply. Generally, you do not want to call in a respawn before you have at least 10% dead. And you want to call in a resupply before every objective after the first. Exceptions are: last objective, highly unlikely you'll need more than 2 tries to take those. Feel free to respawn one unfortunate soul. Large town assaults, those will require you to resupply in the middle as well. These are more guidelines than actual rules, and you may find additional exceptions. Advice. You will get overwhelmed at first. Simply work through it. Trust yourself. Trust your subordinates, do not disagree with them without good reason. Good reasons include, they will extend beyond rescue range, go into minefields. Go into killing fields. Good reasons do not include, I did not plan this before operation start. Your platoon needs a plan. Not a movie script. That plan will not be followed exactly. You will need to adapt. Never be on your own. Stay with the safest squad that can see the action. Usually that just means stick with the rear squad, but not always. In summary, make sure your elements can rescue each other if necessary, use the drills. Call in all the fires you can, and remember to resupply and respawn the platoon. They will do their best to remind you. If you manage all that, even if you get overwhelmed, you are doing well.